Welcome, everyone, to Influential Leadership Tips. I'm John Hadley.
And I'm Dave Miller. John, today I wanted to talk about something. I read an article. It was actually an article about tennis.
Ooh.
And it was by Craig O'Shaughnessy, who does a lot of analytical research on tennis. He looks at a lot of data to come up with conclusions about how to win the game. And one of the things he did was look at how many points. He took the number one players from 1991 to 2016. And he looked at how many points they had won and how many points they had lost in the years, I guess, they were number one.
Okay.
And he also did this with the top 10 players. And it was very interesting because he found that the average was 55% of the points.
You're kidding.
Actually, when you looked at it, they ranged from 50 to 55%.
That really surprises me.
Yeah, what would be your thought?
I would have thought top player must be at like 75% to be consistently winning.
Right. But it just shows that you don't have to win a dominant level of points to win the matches and be the number one player.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the whole point of it is that as a tennis player, sometimes we can get on this roller coaster where we win a point, we're saying, yes, fist in the air. When we lose a point, we're like, oh, I suck, and we get on this happy, sad roller coaster. But he's saying, no, when you miss a point, it's just one of the 45. Right. And the idea is that you want to keep on an even keel, kind of steady with your emotions. And so I want to just share something because I was thinking, how does this apply to business? Obviously I can't make 45% of my product being filled with errors or something like that. Let's look at something we've talked about a lot in the past, which is tension. This is a change grid. And you can see here these 5 levels of tension. Mm-hmm. And really this kind of steady place where logic's ruling the day, where we can really solve problems and handle crises and stuff in the best ways, to be in power. And power, we're feeling like very much in control, right? So let's say something bad happens in our work. Somebody makes a big mistake or something like that, and they come running to you with this news. And if you just start freaking out, like you're up here in stress, when you think of a great leader, is that what you think of?
Absolutely not.
You don't think that. And on the other hand, you don't want to be down here like saying, oh, it's okay, everything's fine.
Yeah, and I've worked for bosses at both extremes. The one who's like in apathy, and it's like, why don't they see that this is a real problem? And the others who just they bite your head off when you bring the problem, and that just makes it that much worse.
Right, or they freak out and there's all this drama created. And a lot of times that can happen if you get pulled in. Like you see like a dysfunction in the company. This might be in a whole nother video, but I'll talk about it now because I've been thinking about this. And it really starts bothering you more than it bothers the people that are involved in the dysfunction.
Right.
You become part of the dysfunction. So it's kind of staying detached and being almost amused by what you're seeing. It's a weird thing, but really keeping your attention in the power that you want to be kind of a steady Eddie. You want to deal with what's really going on, but you don't want to freak out when there's a problem, and you also don't want to be too cool about it and ignore it and not react. Like it's almost like a false steady Eddie then, right?
Right.
So that's my tip. It's
like going back to that example, the tennis player. I mean, you can see that the person who they get upset, and then they start getting more and more upset, and that just tanks their game.
I love when I see people get upset on the other side of the net because I know I have them then.
Yeah, but which is the trap that you don't then get so overconfident because on your side. But yeah, that's
right. That's right.
Yeah,
and have to stay. I actually played this morning and with that thought in my mind, and it was amazing. We won games more easily than I think I would have, because I didn't care as much about losing a point. Okay, that's 1 point.
Right.
Now if you lose, 8 points in a row, then you might start saying, okay, we got to look at what we're doing. But you could be doing everything right, and you're still going to miss shots. Someone's going to make a better shot than you.
Yep.
That doesn't mean, if all the stakes are on every shot, every point, that's when, disaster can occur.
Same thing if as a leader, I feel like I have to be perceived as making the best decision, doing the optimal thing in every single situation, raises an impossibly high bar and
Right.
just sets me up for failure.
That's right. Or if, some problem happens, making, this is a federal case, we can't make sure no one knows about it. We got to fix it, rather than just saying, you know what, we're going to make some mistakes. Here's what we do. Again, there's a video we did a while ago, how you recover that counts. It's how you recover that counts. Jeff Robinson.
Yeah.
It's kind of that attitude, so there's going to be victories. There's going to be defeats. And by all means, celebrate the victories, but don't get overconfident with that. And don't get totally demoralized by the bad days either.
So what would you give people as a concrete takeaway that they could try and do in the next week or two?
I think in the next week or two, one of the things is to almost create your own, if you will, Fitbit when it comes to how your emotions are changing for different things. So, almost monitor, how's my attention moving, during this meeting or that event, and see what kind of swings that are occurring in your emotional life. And if you're seeing big swings, then you need to really think about some strategies to stay in power.
So maybe even look for what are the triggers that are causing me
absolutely
to do that particular reaction.
How am I responding? And again, this is probably a whole video series we could do on this. But anyway, that's my tip. Let's, give yourself some feedback on how you're responding to things and what kind of emotional swings you're experiencing. And have a great week.
And until then, be influential.